Are you tired of your own excuses? Are you tired of not being able to overcome specific thoughts, actions, and habits that you have? Are you ready to step past those, to overcome them, to step above, rise above, and really actually make a change, to start making a difference in your own life? I'm going to take you through an exercise that I have had a lot of success with for myself and with a lot of my clients, that allows you to see something, anything, a person, a place, a thing, at a different point of view, from a different perspective, and allow you to take action on it by seeing it from a different viewpoint. So the exercise begins with looking at yourself as if from a third person point of view, as if across the room you were seeing yourself as a separate person. Now, this might come across as, crazy, outlandish. And however, we are constantly in contact with people throughout our lives, always. And we always feel, a lot of us have a sense of duty or service, and it makes us feel good to serve another and to make someone feel good, make someone feel recognized, and just help them in their own pursuits. And we do that for others a lot. A lot of our careers, our jobs are centered around that. And oftentimes we see them as a separate person, separate entity, and say, hey, they have a need, let me do what I can to meet that. However, it's very difficult for us to do that for ourselves because of the subjective nature that we live, right? We live in our own world, just like the person across the room from us. If they were a separate person, they're living in their own world. There's a lot of things that are similar. We see things the same, or we see things subjectively different, but we live in an objective world. So it's different. It's hard for us to see things objectively for ourselves. And this exercise really brings that to light. So the example might be like, okay, I'm looking at Connor. I'm like, what makes Connor feel good, right? What makes Connor feel energized? What makes Connor feel like he's letting himself down? What drains Connor of energy? What fills Connor with enthusiasm? And I might start looking at things, again, if I'm tired of one of my excuses, if I'm tired of something that's like, this is bogging me down, I gotta move past this, I'll ask myself, what is that? Right? What is it that's draining Connor's energy? What is that thing that he wants to overcome? Let's say, because this is a common one, let's say it's hitting the snooze button in the morning, right? If I compare, I'm like, hey, Connor feels awesome. He feels like he's ready to conquer the day. When he wakes up, as soon as that alarm goes off, he gets up out of bed and he hits done. And he just goes on with his day. He feels at his best when he can do that. No, when he hits the snooze button, he sits around, keeps hitting it. Maybe a long time goes by, hour and a half, 2 hours, sleeps in, right? He feels behind. He feels like he let himself down. And some people live that way. I know that because I used to live that way, and I know a lot of my clients go through the same thing. Not just my clients, but friends, family members go through the same thing. And this is a great example, because it's like, okay, if I know that that's something that doesn't serve me, what can I do? Right? I've already identified it. I'm like, well, I can either do good for myself and serve Connor and do something that's going to set him up for success, or I can continue to do something that drains him. And think about it from another person. Would you do that to another person that you care about, you love, and respect? Be like, hey, I know that this doesn't serve them, it's not good for them, but I'm just going to continue to do it because it's what I do. Well, that's some sort of way to live. And so, you can choose right then and there. All right, looks like I have to wake up in the morning to my alarm clock because that's how I feel good. That's the first thing that happens to me in my day. I want it to be positive. Go ahead, right? And one of the solutions for that I usually say is put the phone across the room, right? Like, don't put it so close that you can snooze it while you're still in your bed, where you're still warm and cozy. Put it somewhere where you have to get up, you have to get cold, you have to put your feet down, and you have to press stop. And we could do that for anything in our life. And that can come down to making nutrition choices, right? Well, every time I go out to lunch, there's lunch at work, right? And they serve lunch, but damn, I always feel like I gotta take a nap after, And hey, this isn't the greatest quality stuff, but it's convenient and I don't have to pay for it, so I'll just eat it, right? And some of us, right, just for as an example, but sometimes that might be what's important, is saving some money, taking the cheaper option, and sometimes you have to deal with those sort of things. But if that's not in the cards, then it's like, well, what would make so-and-so, myself, what would make Connor feel better with that nutrition choice? Should I continue to eat at the cafeteria? Should I continue to go out with my coworkers to, wherever it is I'm going and spend a lot of money that I don't want to spend going out to lunch, or getting something I don't want that's not good for me, like Subway or Chick-fil-A, something like that? It's like, can I think and see myself from a different perspective and say, all right, that doesn't make Connor feel good. That doesn't make, Rich feel good. That doesn't make, Mary feel good. That doesn't make whoever feel good. So it's like, all right, now I know. And now it's up to you to take action on that. And it's up to you to take responsibility for yourself and how you feel, how you treat yourself, and whether or not you can be your own biggest supporter. Because we look for a lot of people outside of ourselves to do that for us, but a lot of us are unwilling to do that for ourselves. So this is a great technique for you to take a look at yourself and see what's serving you and how you're not, and what's not serving you, right? Because you're doing it to yourself. So I hope this helps out. Say something in the comments if you feel like you have something to say. If there's anything you want to add, I'd love to help you out. And take action. Take action on this. Look at yourself. See, what is there something that's not serving me? Look at yourself from a third-person perspective. See yourself across the room and say, this is what's good for so-and-so. I know this is what's good for him, so I'm going to go ahead and start taking action on that. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you next time.